We've got a lot to discuss today, people. We have a few things to discuss in this match reaction today. Yeah, we do. Guys, this is your match reaction to Burnley versus Leeds United. Burnley take home the 3 points, 2-0 winners. Absolute sorry state of a result, of a performance, tactical setup. Poor all round. Poor all round. But hey, it's not a must win. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, people. We're going to get into this. First of all, as always, give thanks to Mr. P for the super thanks on the last video. Much appreciated. And guys, hit the like on the video. Do that for me. Do that for me, please. There we go. Wow. The worst thing is as well, the game was crap. Like the quality of the game was championship from both teams. It was poor. We knew that going into it anyway, but you have to come away with the win. I said it on the match preview, by the way, people. Draw, point, that's not good enough. If you're going to stay up in this division, you have to win these games. And Burnley, all credit to him as well, by the way. That's the second they've beaten both promoted sides, both of them. That's where they've got 6 of their points from, beating Sunderland and now beating Leeds United. And we look nowhere near it today in so many ways. I don't even know where to start, people. I don't even know where to start, but we're going to get through this together, okay? Mark here saying, predictable KG League One attack we put out. Hey, but listen, when you say these things, no, I'm not speaking for you. When I say these things, I get called all kinds of things. I look out for the best interests of Leeds United Football Club all the time. That's my #1 agenda. Nothing against the players. I don't care about any of that stuff. I want Leeds United to be successful. But when you see the window that we've had, it was never going to happen. Never. And that's not me being negative. That's me being realistic from what you need at a Premier League level. And the team we put out today stank. Stank. Stinks to high heaven. It stinks. The fact that we are putting out that team in the Premier League, it stinks. Listen, listen, Scott Parker, by the way, this is the 3rd game that we cannot solve Burnley, by the way. We can't score a goal past them. They must be our kryptonite. But Scott Parker today was rubbing his hands. And these are the times where I do wish that I did watch-alongs, but I just don't enjoy doing them, people. But I saw when we had our team out, and I saw what Burnley had put out, and I knew they'd switched their formation. Scott Parker knew. He knew, and it's like the whole old John Eustace thing from last season. He's so Farker, pronouns, pal. He's so predictable. It hurts. Like, you knew what he was going to do, and he did exactly that. We was talking in the match preview yesterday about maybe he could load up the midfield, use Goodmanson and Bogle as our winging outlets as they can drive forward, and put 2 up front. That was never going to happen, people. Never going to happen. And look, cool to you if you thought it was going to happen. And I bless your heart. It was never going to happen. And Scott Parker knew that. He adjusted accordingly today, and he's got the 3 precious points. There we go. AFV saying, apart from KG, all these leads can't. I don't listen. I don't care what other people are saying. I look after myself over here. But I'm just saying, from the feedback I get from when I put out videos, you would think that I'm speaking gibberish. The things I'm speaking the truth, and that's always a tough thing, a pill for people to swallow. But it's true, really is. Chris in the house. Oh, I know, Chris, you didn't enjoy this today. Chris, you are literally KG, you literally the only thing I like about this club. Disgraceful. I'm done until he's gone. And the he in particular is Farker. But you know what? There's a lot of blame to go around for today. There is, but we'll get into it. I will always keep it real, people. I know that I should be putting on a show. I should be, saying that the worst players in the team are the best players, but I'm not going to do that. Even if it ends this channel, I will keep it real at all times, people. Yeah, the truth will set you free. I hope so in time, man. I hope so in time. GTC saying we're a better team when Tanaka starts. Well, look, let's get into this. This was our starting lineup today, people. Leeds United promoted 21st of April as champions. In 2025, this was our starting lineup. And in the preview, once again, I said there was a few changes I would have made, and especially in light of the injury news that we got yesterday with Okafor and everyone else being out. But I knew it was going to be this team. The only one I thought may have had a chance of starting today was Jakob Biol, and he was nowhere to be seen because, again, Farke, when he trusts you so much, you can do no wrong in his eyes. And that has been one of his most obvious blind spots. And these are the things I was saying in the championship about him. But the thing is, it doesn't get digested there because we're winning most of the games. But I said, and long-term subscribers to this channel will know, I said, if you carry on doing that in the Premier League, it's not going to work for you. It's a different level when you step up. And he hasn't adjusted to that. This was the perfect game where Jakob Biol should have come in after very indifferent performances from Struijk, and he adds another one to that today, but he doesn't do it. Tanaka should have come in over Stack, who again dropped a stinker. And I like Stack, but I'm not going to just lie about it and say, oh yeah, nah, he was all right just because I like him. No, he dropped another stinker. But again, he doesn't drop Stack to the bench. Tanaka comes on with 10 minutes to go. What are you getting from that? Aronson and Harrison were just going to start out of necessity, but this is where you go back to now. They didn't have to start out of necessity. You could have left one or both off the bench if you were brave enough to do something different. Put 3 at the back, play with wing backs, flood the midfield, put 2 up front, do something different, because DCL up front is not a Premier League striker at this stage of his career. He's not. I look at this team now, people, and I would be fairly happy with this in the championship. I think we would win most games with this team on the screen right now. I do. In the Premier League, it stinks. And this is the thing I want to give you as well, a comparison as well, by the way. This was our team last season against Burnley in the championship when we drew 0-0. Check this out. Now, it's up for debate, and I'm going to leave it to you. Which team is actually better? Obviously, you got the hologram in goal, so that probably goes out the window. You got Byram, Ampadu, Roden, Bogle at the back, Gruev, Tanaka in midfield, Solomon, Aronson, James, and Peru up front. But this is the kicker. The bench is even better than the one we've got right now. We've got Verber on the bench, Schmidt, Nonto. For the level anyway, Junior Firpo, Joseph, Ramazani. Guys, the fact that this is even a consideration or a thought is damning on the whole recruitment team, and they need to be gone today. They should have been gone after that transfer window shut. Parag, if people aren't doing their jobs properly, I'll let them go. They didn't do their jobs properly, but neither did Danny Farke. He doesn't get away with this, people, and I've made this clear many times. He was also involved in the recruitment process when he's deciding to send certain players out, and this isn't about Ramazani. This is about who he kept. This is about him being, I don't really want to speak on Ramazani. He's gone. Hopefully he gets game time. To then looking up bright-eyed and saying with full confidence in his chest, Aronson and Harrison are 2 of my best players, 2 of my main players, work rate, hype. Yeah. So it's all on recruitment, but it goes to the club first, because Danny Farke shouldn't be getting as much say as he did, considering he was almost shown the door in the summer. But here we are anyway. Listen, here we go. Let's have a look here. What are we saying here? David with the super sticker. Thank you for that, David. Thank you for the support. Slim in Naz, what's going on, Slim? Agree with everything you're saying from top down. It's been an embarrassment since we've been promoted. Guys, the thing we've been saying through all these match reactions is pretty much the same thing. Oh, yeah, we're working really hard. We look solid. But the main thing is creativity. I saw a few times today where Stat got forward in advanced positions, could have taken a shot, but instead dilly-dallied, then passed out to the side. Their second goal today showed you what you can do when you just let off a long shot and see what happens. And the second goal, there was errors leading up to it, of course, but he was free as a bird, by the way. We'll speak about it for both goals. But that's what you get. Instead, we wanted to have that extra 2 passes, that extra 2-3 touches. Again, that's player, but it's also coaching. It all comes from each other. It's married to each other. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a coach. All right? It's as simple as that as well. Yeah, second goal, Pascal didn't close that. Yeah, we'll speak about that. Honestly, I don't, this doesn't bug me in the way that it looks like it does right now. I'm more amused or disillusioned at the same time with where we are and with what we have. It should never have come to this. We shouldn't be having this team that we've got here at Leeds United. We're Leeds United people, not Luton Town, not Ipswich Town. We're Leeds United, and we've put this out today. When we got promoted, little insight. When we got promoted, I was bragging to all my Premier League supporting mates, Spurs, all these guys. I was like, "Watch out, man, because I think we're going to do something serious this summer." And look what they did. I've been staying quiet. I've been avoiding my people at all times. Be like, no, I'm okay. I don't really want to speak to you today, because this is nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough. The goals. Let's speak about them. The first goal, it looked bread and butter, simple as pie, but there's always errors that lead to a goal. Darlow, poor distribution. That starts off everything. Harrison is. I don't even want to talk about this. God, I don't even want to speak about this. This is just embarrassing. But well done to Burnley. But yeah, 2-on-1 at a throw-in, which is just bad enough as it is. Carl Walker today, by the way, there's a lot of you in the comments when he was signed for Burnley saying he's on the tail end of his career, which is true. But for where Burnley are and for where Carl Walker is, he's still a capable player, just not at the Man City level anymore. And for the price they got him, good money well spent. But again, I'm trying to avoid this goal. But yeah, Stack, he switched off. But he wasn't the only one, so I don't want to just put this on Stack. All our defenders switched on, Rodon included as well. And Rodon's been one of my players of the season so far, for what it's worth. And then Leslie, for them, gets a free header, and it's a goal. Simple as pie. The second goal, Strauch giving away the ball. Carl Walker just, breezed past him as we know he would. I think even at 40, Carl Walker will breeze past Strauch. Pace isn't one of his strongest assets. And then, their guy, was it Chihuahua? I mean, he just put it in, and Darlow probably had no chance. But this is the thing again, Darlow, in terms of his performance, again, not good enough. And this is why we're going to need Perry back in as soon as possible. Guys, we need every incremental quality increase that we can get. We're desperate. This team is not a good Premier League team. It's not. That's the cold, harsh reality of it. We're not a good Premier League team. This team is going to have to fight tooth and nail to survive this division. I mean, fight for everything they've got. And I did not see this coming in terms of looking at a game against Burnley away and thinking, man, we're going to have to really give everything today. But we had to. Okafor, our one piece of unpredictability, out injured. He's saying on his Instagram, back soon. But, he's got a history of injuries, which they knew when they signed him. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. And what's worse as well, I mean, if you saw it earlier, I watched the Forest game. They give an Ange performance in that one. They weren't terrible, but they lose the game 3-0. Pretty much, I mean, the Forest players hadn't even left the ground yet, and Marinakis sacked him. But, Marinakis made a big error. He's done a lot of great stuff for Forest, and I'll never take that away from him. This was a bad appointment, and I said it from the get-go. They're going to probably now get in a Sean Dyche, who, again, people would was looking at me saying, nah, Cage, we don't want Dyche. But with the quality that we have, or don't have, I should say, Dyche should probably fit seamlessly into this team. But it looks like they might go for him or Brendan Rodgers. I don't know who they're going to get next, but we needed them to keep Ange, because I was looking at that November 9th game against Forest thinking, hey, this is a chance to get 3 points away from home. It might be a different proposition now. Well, it will be a different proposition. But yeah, big Ange gone. And yeah, I'll get up the table in a bit. Yeah, people saying I would take Dyche now. I see Sam saying I don't want Dyche, but you would suit the team. You think I want Sean Dyche at my football club? I feel like I'm probably the most ambitious person that speaks about Leeds. I do. But I'm talking about what we have right now in this team would probably suit Sean Dyche to the T. It would. But at the same time as well, I'm also looking at it another way with Daniel Farke. If the worst is to happen and he's willing to stay, is he the best person to get us out of the championship? Nah, Ryan, we got to go through it. If we won the game, I'll bring up the table. We lose, I bring up the table. You know how it goes, Ryan. You know how it goes. But look, I'm not going to get into Farkas' comments today. We're going to do that in the cool down tomorrow. We'll see how cool we are. I just honestly, guys, disillusion is probably the best word I can give you with how I feel about this team. When I see him in the huddle, when I see him lined up, I don't feel as bad as I did when we had Click, Ailing, Cooper just stinking up the Prem. I don't feel that bad. I just feel indifferent because I know that they're going to try their hardest. I know that there's nothing wrong with their effort levels. It's just not the quality I expect to see at this football club in the Premier League. It's not. So I feel very indifferent to it. I do. Matt, I expected this result when I saw the lineup. Yeah, and I don't know if I finished my thought earlier when I said it, but I'm going to repeat it again anyway. But when I saw the lineups, I did think we were going to lose the game. I know it's easy to say now because we lost the game, but if we had won, I would have said, look, I thought before the game we were going to lose, but I'm glad we've won. But I genuinely thought, I think we're going to lose this one today with the lineup that we had and the changes that Parker, I should say, made to his Burnley team. I think we're going to be in for a tough afternoon here. And I was correct. Yeah, hardworking Aronson, that one-on-one, but this is the thing. This is the thing that we're going to keep running into. We're going to hear that he missed the one-on-one, but he did so much good stuff off the ball. We're going to hear that. I saw him trip over the ball about 3 times in the game as well. You know, and listen, this isn't absolving everybody else because I'm not just going to pile on Brendan here. You know, he's not the one choosing himself. But all 3 of our strikers that were on the pitch miss chances that maybe a half decent striker that you pay actual money for would score. I mean, Peru missed one at the end. DCO headed one over, and Metcher as well should have done better. It's just poor people. Oh, man. How does Biol get a game in this rubbish team? Well, this is what I was speaking about again in the match preview. These are points, and this is where I'm glad I do videos because my points are backed up on camera. But I said this is where you start to get disillusioned as a player when you can't get in the team, when you can clearly see and hear that someone should come out and maybe you should be given a chance. If you're not given a chance, this is where you get players becoming unhappy. This is where you get loans getting terminated early because they're not getting first team football. This is where you get summer moves happening where you think that doesn't make sense for Leeds United, but because they're not getting first team football, you get sales, you get loans out, you get sales out of young defenders who should have been given opportunity when we needed centre backs. They don't get opportunities. This is one of his biggest flaws, Danny Farker, and I've said it. I do think he's been hamstrung with the way the window's gone, but he's also been a part of it. But he hamstrings himself as well with decisions that he makes tactically and personnel wise. He does. Yeah, pay money for players, give your head a shot. I know, crazy, man, crazy. Yeah, Max, I love it when the subs are made and all shape and reasoning go out the window. We saw it in the championship, and it's gonna work in the championship quite a lot of times because we literally had the best team in the league. But in the Premier League, putting on the kitchen sink is not gonna work a lot of the time. It's not. Yeah, he's not. But I think the majority of people knew that. But he deserved an opportunity after they, publicly backed him in the summer after leaking that they were possibly going to sack him. He deserved an opportunity to try. It's early still, but I gotta say, people, if we stay up, it will be. I'd nominate him for Manager of the Year if he's the one to keep us up because what he's got to work with in this squad is terrible. I'm sorry to say it. And I love my football club, I do, but the personnel for the Premier League, this isn't going to cut it, man. Yeah, Brian here. Burnley were winning and they're making subs before us. I know. When this is again Flora Farker, 45 minutes, you've got to surely change something. Something you can see it's not going right. You've got to change something. The shape, 1-2 player decision, personnel decisions. No, nothing. We go out as always. Yeah. Yeah, Harrison. It's just like going back in time. And the thing is, as well, these guys don't care. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying this as a flippant fan. These guys will just be laughing with each other, like, "Oh, I bet the fans are looking forward to seeing us together, eh?" You know, they'll just be laughing and joking about it. They don't care about this stuff. You know, the fact that he's got an opportunity, Jack Harrison, in 2025 to start for Leeds United. Yeah, it's all mad, people. It's all mad. I mean, this is like, would you rather get poisoned or shot, Matt C? Because Russell Martin, we'd be going the other way. In fact, we'd probably get beat 6-7-0 if he was to come here. So absolutely not. Oh man, guys, I'm gonna get into your comments more in a bit. Okay, Mr. P with a super chat. Thank you, Mr. P. Farker out thought. Oh, okay, Farker out thought and out for yet again. We cannot afford to lose games to team in and around us. Start fast, give yourself a chance to win. Yeah, yeah. Slim, keep up, man. Jose has gone to Benfica. Come on, man, keep up. Guys, where else shall I go? Where else shall I go? Some of the other results today: Sunderland winning again. I think it's their best start to a league campaign. And again, this is when I talk about at the start of the video where people think I'm gassing up Sunderland signings and saying, "Oh, but he's got AFCON." You know, I'm saying they're going to build the building blocks to make sure that even in the AFCON space where a few of their players will be leaving, they've got enough points probably on the board to survive that rough period. And they may even get through it all right as well. Sunderland are doing great. They're doing what we should have been doing. And that's the thing that frustrates me even more as well. The recruitment Sunderland made, Sunderland had to shut down another like rumor today that they're not going to go back in for Lukemi because they got Gertruda on the last day of the transfer window. Do you guys not hear how insane that is? And we're talking about what we've got in this team. But Sunderland are saying, we're not getting Lukumi. We got Gertruda in there and a bunch of our other defenders that are really performing well at this level seamlessly as well. It's crazy. Crazy that Sunderland had the window that Leeds United should have had. Absolutely mad. Matt C, West Ham is now a must-win. Well, Matt, this wasn't a must-win apparently. This was just another important game. But I'm going to be very interested. I told you the truth always comes out after the game. We'll see how important it was with Danny Farker in his comments that he's going to make. I don't really want to watch it later, and that's why the cool down happens a day later. So join me for that. But yeah, we'll hear what he said. Darren here saying Sunderland will sign some players in January to cover their AFCON players. They don't need to, Darren. They literally signed players in every position this summer, and they let go of ones that were never going to be good enough, which is again something that Leeds United should have done. This is what people forget about Sunderland's recruitment. It wasn't just about what they brought in. The last day of the window, they sent out a bunch of players that were going to never play in the Premier League. Meanwhile, we're starting probably 3-4 of them in our starting lineup today. But that's the difference. This club has done it over the last few years. Whether it was the old guard and keeping them too long until they had zero value. There was a time where we could have probably got 7-8 million for Mateus Click, but no, we kept him until he was worthless, and we then have to basically essentially pay for him to go to America. We do it with other players as well until they've got zero value, and we're doing it again now. There's players where they said in the summer as well, and again something that reminded me of that today. Oh, well, if you can't find players better than Aronson Harrison, then there's no point recruiting them. Shut up. I can do better. And I know that's man in the pub talking there. I will put everything on it. I could have recruited better for this football club in the summer than this recruitment team done. Get them out today. Nabino, what's going on with Stack? He's only had one good game. There's a conversation. There's a conversation to be had. I've been saying it though, and I said it I keep having to refer to what I've said, but I'm backing up the points that I've made. I said that Stack needs to be dropped because he's too inconsistent at this point. We're not getting anything. We're not getting anywhere near enough from Anton Stack at this point, and he should have been dropped for this game. But again, he got a start. Liam here saying, "Oh, what's going on, Liam? KG, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This game was not a must-win. It's all gravy, baby. All vibes. Don't worry about it." Yeah, and this is the thing for me as well. And I know I'm pretty. I would say annoyed, more perturbed. like I say, dissolution is the best word, but I'm not gonna like let it like ruin the rest of my evening. You know, maybe a couple of years ago, this thing would have really played on my mind. Like, I can't believe this club is doing this. But when they shut that window and ended with the squad that they had, I said, all right. So they're hoping to finish 17th, but they're recruiting like we're going to get relegated next season. That's what they're doing. So here we go. Mark here saying, is anybody really surprised? Bad recruitment and club statement on money available. If nothing done in January, this club will definitely get relegated. Well, I've seen nothing to change my mind that we're not going to get out of the bottom three once we drop in there. This doesn't help. For me, this does not help. I know, Liam, I know you're being sarcastic. Don't worry, brother. I got you. Ryan here saying you need to be absolutely ruthless to succeed. Certain fans would hate me being in charge of Leeds. Well, you already see, Ryan. People don't like me. You know, they don't like me for a variety of reasons, but they would really hate it because half of their favorites wouldn't be at this football club. I'd be so ruthless with this team, you wouldn't even recognize it. There'd be so much quality, you wouldn't even know who to get printed on the back of your shirt. Whereas this team, sure, they're nice lads, sure, they're good guys. They're not going to, I don't feel they're going to survive in this division. I don't. But yeah, this football club and the fan base has been emotional. It's since Bielsa. It's since Bielsa, and I don't want to bring him up, but he brought back the good feeling to so many that they started to get emotional again. There was a long time, and I'm talking about the periods when I was going as a season ticket holder, where there was plenty of seats to sit at. I could have moved from my seat and moved anywhere pretty much around me when I was going. But at that time, there was just so much indifference at the football club. No one cared. There was like 15,000 people turning up, and we were one of the, like, just a middling championship club. There was no life to the club. But he also brought it back, and he brought back so much emotion to the fan base to where they just get attached to things now. They just get attached. And that's why when the 49ers put out that piece in the summer about potentially letting Danny Farker go, and then they went against it because of the fan reaction, they should have followed their gut. But this is something that the football club's been guilty of for years. But yeah, I mean, what else have we got here? All right, yeah, the table. Okay, let's go to the table, people. So here we are now. 15th. Burnley now just 1 point behind us. They get their first win in 5, courtesy of Leeds United. We've got 1 win in 5 ourselves. It's starting to look different now, isn't it? In terms of, you know, being defensively solid, we're now conceding 2 a game at an alarming rate. That's happening. So all that defensive solidity that we had, you know, near enough to start the season, barring the Arsenal game, which is an outlier, we're starting to concede 2 a game. So Forest now sacking their manager. They're probably going to get a bounce with Ange, because Ange has never, he literally lost over 20 Premier League games last season. I know he won the European trophy, but he, you know, like I say, he was Bielsa light. So, you know, you knew what you was going to get with Ange. Forest are going to probably get a little bounce from that. Nuno has improved West Ham. We'll see if their off the field like protests can probably help, you know, give them a negative result. But this is what we're going on now. We're going to be going on looking at other teams going, oh, I wonder if they're going to lose now, because we're not capable of getting the job done ourselves regularly. Yeah, yeah, and defensively, yeah, statues for both goals there, absolutely, yeah. Christopher saying, I know 99.9% would have been ruthless with this squad. Still have no confidence in 49ers or Farker, but have to roll what we have. Yeah, we do, Christopher. That's what we've got to do. But that's what makes like results and performances like today so disappointing, because this is what we've got. When we have Dan James not fully fit, when Nanto's not fit, when Okafor's out, we're going to have to rely on Harrison and Aronson coming in to be our wingers in the Premier League. I almost lost it there, people. In the Premier League, that's just unacceptable. But you're right. That's what we have right now. That's what we have. By the way, you know, I saw the clip going around because I follow Popey, and he retweeted it on the timeline about that curly head guy talking about, well, yeah, if I got one player that I want injured, it's Nanto. What kind of opinion is that, people? And this isn't taking shots because they've made a couple of terrible statements over the last year, but I think it's clickbait stuff. I think it's to get people to click on it and engage. I understand the game. I don't play it well enough, by the way. I don't play it near enough as I could. What kind of statement is that when Nanto is literally the second player on the team who can give you something out of nothing? But that's what you're dealing with this kind of fan base. It's tapped. They would rather see someone run around like a headless chicken for 25 minutes not doing anything with the ball than someone that's trying to take people on, trying to create something, trying to do something out of nothing, and maybe losing the ball 2-3 times. That's what's happened. But it's not just this fan base, it's modern football. It's all gone to the game's gone. It's all about hard work. It's not about what's your goal return. Your goal return's good, but did you run the channels today? It's all going mad. It's all going mad. Matt C saying here, we need to go full George Graham tactics to get some clean sheets. I think we've tried it, Matt, but you're seeing now that there's chinks in the armor. There's chinks in the armor. Let me just get up our last few results. Here we are. The goals since the Newcastle game, in which Perry was instrumental in getting a clean sheet in that one, by the way. The goals going in are starting to go in. Obviously, the Fulham was an own goal one. You can't account for that. Wolves getting one, but now we've got Bournemouth with 2, Tottenham 2, and now Burnley with 2. That's what's starting to happen. We got West Ham next, Brighton. I think Brighton have beaten Newcastle today as well, by the way. Let me just check. Yeah, they've beaten Newcastle. That's going to be tough. If this wasn't a must-win today, then surely West Ham is, right? But we will see. We will see. Oh, man. By the way, as just a shout out to Mateo Joseph today. Big up to him for coming off the bench for Mallorca today, getting 2 goals. 2 nice finishes for him. Long may it continue. Hopefully he gets into a rhythm now and gets his loan spell going. But yeah, good on Mateo, man. Salute to you, my man. My boy, as I say. I think that is it today, people. Yeah, Cloud Dizzle, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Poll results. Let me get the poll. I just put a simple one out there, just a light one. Will Leeds United stay up? No, 80%. Yes, 20%. So there you go. There you go for the results. Hyru in the house. What's going on, Hyru, man? I'm not even confident we beat West Ham. No, neither am I. Neither am I. At this stage. The fact that when I said on the match preview yesterday that it wasn't a heart or head decision for my match prediction of a 2-0 Leeds win, it was out of necessity, kind of tells you a story of how I'm feeling right now in terms of the way that this could possibly go. Ryan saying, yeah, at least you missed it. We'll be happy today. Blades finally won. Salute to them, man. They got the win at last. There we go. Sam here saying, I'm not confident we get another win. I'm sure we will get another win, Sam. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think we will win games. I just don't think we're going to win enough. It's one of these things like when we started scoring goals and people saying, well, Cage, this is where the goals are coming from. That's not what I'm talking about. It's games like this today. Where are the goals coming from? In the tight games like this, say if Oka falls out, who is going to come up and get you the precious points that you need in games like this to elevate you at the table? We win today, we get into double digits for the season on points, but we fail to do so. But yeah, very disappointing, man. As you can hear. I mean, look at this. Bournemouth. Am I showing the right page? I'm not showing the right page. It's all going mad. It's all going mad. Look at this. Sunderland, man. 14 points. And we got 8. Sunderland, the playoff winners. Oh, well. Right. I think that's all I've got for you people. I may have missed something, but that's what we come back to the cool down for tomorrow. So please, people, if you haven't liked the video already, it really does help out the channel, and put your reminders on. Join me live. I will go live for tomorrow's cool down. I think it's good to probably discuss it with you guys as well. And yeah, maybe we discuss other things as well in terms of manager. Let's see what Danny Farker's got to say, and we'll dissect those comments tomorrow. But yeah, Chin up, yeah, man, Matt. We'll be all right. It's just when you want your football club to be one of the best again, but you know there's building blocks to get there, and they didn't even do anything to scratch the surface in the summer. It's just very disappointing. But yeah, we move on. We move on, of course. But yeah, people, like the video before you go, and I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. See you in the next one. Peace out.